Georgie Purcell is the youngest female MP in the Victorian Parliament, but online...
They call me a slut. They call me a slut.
They call me a slut.
She's a slut and she knows it. She wants to root all the boys. She can't help taking the drugs on a Saturday night. She can't help being a slut on a Saturday night.
They call me a slut.
Politicians try way too fucking hard to be like polished and perfect, and they lose their authenticity and their personality, and I think that's what people want to see. So I just, give people everything.
You said, I've always felt when people are pushing back at you, even though in many respects are often left field somewhere, there always appears to be a kernel of truth, maybe a small kernel or a big segment of truth in what they say. One of the things that we really need to do is we need to reach out now and find out exactly what it was that made them push back.
You know why? Because I think you're full of shit. There was a lot of, opposition of do this, don't do this, people pushing back. Those people could not all be wrong. We've got to understand what the underlying reason why they were pushing back about what looked like completely valid public health principles. There's something wrong with that. We were not doing something completely correctly, because we can't have those many people who are fundamentally good people, yet they're pushing back on things. We got to figure that out, and we got to reach out to those people and not make them the opposition. That's the point I was making. Because whenever, particularly in our country with our free spirit, which we all embrace, that people being told what to do very often has the opposite effect.
Jeff Kennett is throwing his support behind a controversial call to bring back national service. The former Premier says it should be compulsory for all young Victorians to teach them respect and discipline.
You lack discipline.
I don't lack a discipline.
Jeff Kennett wants the old national service reinstated for today's youth for up to 2 years.
Here's how I feel about it. All right? Anyone dumb enough to want to be in the military should be allowed in. I don't care how many push-ups you can do. Put on a helmet, go wait in that foxhole. We'll tell you when we need you to kill somebody.
We'll be putting $4 million into children's stroke research. This is for diagnosis and treatment. There is 600 kids every year in Australia who suffer a stroke. Of these, 1 in 20 will lose their lives, and no one would expect a child to have a stroke. Beautiful kids, 600 kids who have strokes. The biggest research project for stroke for kids in Australian history.
Mate, my friend's very sick, mate. Very sick. You and your vaccine. Very sick. Good murderer, mate. I'm sorry. You make a lot of people very sick. I am moving. You made a lot of people very sick, you and your vaccines.
We save blood.
You save lives, you've ruined them.
Please leave, or
I'm
walking.
walking.
Ask you.
I'm walking.
I'm going to have to ask you details.
I don't have to give my data some details to you at all.
If you're going to intimidate.
I'm walking, mate. You've made a lot of people very sick.
Giving you warning, I'm videoing. Unfortunately, I still have to do that.
Yes, mate. Well, that's your life now, forever. That's your life. You won't, because you've made a lot of people sick.
You as well?
Yes.
Are you associated with him?
No, I'm not. But I'm not here. I'm not here to intimidate anyone. But how are you going to feel? People are dying, mate. How are you going to deal with that? You have to live with that now, Greg.
She was what the kids would call a slut.